there, let's do some more Battlefield 4, shall we? I have here some gameplay on Golmund Railway, and that's with the SG553. And I have to say that weapon is a beast. And I have tried a few more weapons after that that claim that they're very powerful and very accurate. And I have to say this is still my favorite by far so far. I mean, I'm only rank I think 14 right now, and you know, let's see what comes up. But in general, this weapon just beats all of them. It's accurate, it's powerful. It has basically no recoil once you put a grip on. I mean, even without a grip, I mean, without any attachments, this weapon is amazing. But once you put a grip on, any type of grip, it's like the recoil is almost non-existent. As you can see here, I mean, it's dead on. And I'm not claiming that I'm like one of the great players and that I'm very accurate. My accuracy is really not that great. That's something I'm still always working on. But this weapon, especially for somebody like me, it's amazing. It's so much fun. And I managed to pull off 15 kills and 1 death here in this map. For some reason, I didn't even realize until the match was ended, because I had so much fun. I had a blast, and I was not going for kills here. I was just going to enjoy this gun. I was just having so much fun with this gun and just really try to do play the objectives and at the same time enjoy having a great gun for once. Because in Battlefield 3 I was looking for the best gun on for 2 years. I was never really 100% satisfied with any of the guns there. I mean, my favorite gun there became the P90, and I think it was the AK-74 those were my two to-go guns. But neither one was 100% satisfying, so I was constantly like thinking in the back of my head if there's something that I'm missing or if there's something better out there. And I think I really tried all of the weapons, and I don't know, it was just probably me. I mean, it's always, you cannot say one weapon is the weapon for everyone. It's like, I've had many gamers claiming that one weapon is like this great weapon, and when I tried it, I hated it. It did not work for me at all. And I suggested weapons to other people, and it didn't work for them. So this weapon may not work for you, but I personally, you may want to try it out, once you unlock it and see what you think. But I feel it's a great all-around weapon. You can you can use it in Domination, you can use it in Conquest, you can use it in Rush. It will work for all game modes. It's a fast weapon, it's an accurate weapon. You can take out people long distance very well. It shoots very well out of the hip. It's just an awesome weapon, and that's why I call it the Beast. But I may change my mind later on as I unlock more weapons. But I have to say the ACWR still is also a great weapon. And what I do right now, so I can easily quickly change guns in the middle of matches, is I just have 3 favorite guns. One for each class, and so if I feel like I need a different weapon, I just basically change classes, because for me it doesn't really matter if I play the engineer or the support or the assault. I like them all, and I do like to play the support, because I like to hand out ammo. Ammo is always something that you're short of in a battlefield, especially when you're a good player. You just run out of ammo really fast. And the problem is right now that in the Battlefield 4, and this could be advantage or disadvantage for depending on the player, is that when you reload before your magazine is empty, you're actually losing that particular magazine. In Battlefield 3, you did not lose the magazine. You could reload, and you had still the same amount of bullets as before you reloaded. And so you actually run out of ammo much faster in Battlefield 4 than you did in Battlefield 3, and you have to learn to conserve, and that's going to be something like a habit that's going to be really hard to get rid of, especially for people like me, because I'm just like automatically, my reflex is to, when I just shot a guy and I used a lot of bullets, I just automatically reload. and I sometimes reload earlier than I should. I reload basically after shooting each enemy, and sometimes that's like a little bit of downfall for me, because a lot of times, there's two friends running in pairs, they're running after each other. You shoot the first, you think you're good, there's nobody coming, and then his friend is coming right after and he takes you out. And I've been killed many times thinking that there's nobody, that the only guy that was there is the one I shot, and his friend was right behind him. And so it's always better to kind of like really keep an eye on your ammo count, and if you still have more than 10 bullets left, you should be able to take out the second guy. And that's something I'm really trying to break, but I haven't really been successful. I tried to break this actually for a long time, because this is a habit that I started in Call of Duty, and I was like a Call of Duty player before I was a Battlefield player, and so this is just a really stupid habit. So I don't know what your habit is, but I just hate being caught with an empty magazine, and that's why I constantly reload. But this Golmund Railway map is not really a map that I liked a lot when I played it first, and I played it on Conquest first. And when you play Conquest on this map, it's a pretty boring map, and the really interesting part is like this little village, and I really like this little village. But when you play Conquest, most of the fights go on in the wide open and not in this village, and so it's a little bit boring, because there's barely any trees or rocks and not much cover. And when you don't have a vehicle, you have to like run really long distances, and that's some of the maps we had in Battlefield 3 that were not so popular. I have to say, this village is a lot of fun, and I've always liked urban gunfights, because you have all those houses and different floors and stairs and windows you can shoot out, and you can be up on the roofs. And this is going to be definitely, for Domination, going to be one of my more favorite maps, I have to say, and I never thought I'm going to say that. In Conquest, rather not. Even though in Conquest the train goes back and forth, and you can see here the graphics are terrible. I mean, it just cuts. I was just looking at the graphics here thinking, my God. I mean, it's like, this is what it looked like, 3 years ago, and it still looks like this. And again, guys, do not blame that on old hardware, because, I know other games where this, like even Far Cry, this looks way better. Way more realistic. You can literally go up, lay in the grass, and you feel like you're laying in the grass and not in between some paper flowers or something like that. So I don't know. It's I don't know why this is like this, but I don't know. It's just something that bothers me, and I'm a sucker for details, and I like games that are as realistic as possible and as detailed as possible. And yeah, talking about realism. I know that a lot of things in first-person shooters are not realistic. Like you can bring somebody back to life that has been shot in the head or fell out of a building on top of his head or something. And yeah, that's not realistic. And that doesn't have to be for me. I mean, why it should maybe be so that if you try to revive somebody, it says you can't revive him because he is too hurt. And some people say, well, it's a game, it's not realism. But some people just love to pretend realism. You can, a lot of times games are escapes for people, because you can do things that you can't do in real life, but it does feel like real life. And that's what I like so much about GTA 5. Because in GTA 5, a lot of things are very unrealistic, but in general, the game feels very realistic. You really feel like you're in the city. I mean, you see the cracks and the dirt and the concrete, and you can really feel like, oh my God, there's a lot of traffic going back and forth. So that's really how it feels on my everyday way to work. I mean, it's like the cars, what they look like, what they sound like, everything, it feels so great. And that's almost feels like you're actually like on location. You are on location, you're there in reality. If it does look too unrealistic, that it feels too much like you know, a little Game Boy kind of game where you know you're playing a game and you can't really surround yourself with this like virtual world that you can escape in and feel like you have been at a different place in reality. And I don't know, it's maybe just because I play on a 100-inch screen that for me it feels a lot of times like, you know, after 2 hours in this world, like I've really been on this island or I've really been on this mountain because it just feels so realistic, and that's why I love realism. I love realistic games. And it's very rare that I play fantasy games like Borderlands 2 or so that just because the shooting feels great, but I'm not really a sucker for games that are completely unrealistic because it's just not my thing. But you know, everyone has their own thing, so you know, if you don't like games that are totally realistic, then don't play them. But some people prefer them, and I think games like this will be more and more realistic. That's just how it is. It's interesting when you like watch yourself play after, you know, you've gone through the game and how you thought the game you were playing differently than when you watch yourself. And I was kind of thinking when I played this game that I was pretty much running and gunning the whole time, but when I watched this I can see that I was playing more careful and really trying to go for the win. But that's really what this game is all about, and that's the difference between Call of Duty and Battlefield, that it's about winning and not about thinking about yourself and how many kills you can get. And that's what we love so much about Battlefield, don't we? So we're almost at the end here. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're gonna get to try this weapon and see for yourself. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.